baik tu dia jadi mereka tahu रेडियो फीजी बहुत रेडियो फीजी रोज सुनता हूँ
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन.
In the news tonight, house fire claims 2 lives. Quality childcare services needed. And loan requirements hinder home buyers.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Amrita Sagar.
An elderly couple is dead following a fire on Tamasua Street off Nailuva Road in Suva last night. The National Fire Authority says the fire started at around 10 p.m. and when a team arrived at the scene, they found the top flat of a double-storey concrete house fully engulfed in flames. Pranita Prakash with the details.
This double-storey flat was occupied by an elderly couple and the tenants. One of the tenants, Margaret Konata, says they were inside the house when they heard a group of boys shouting and the dogs barking. She says the group of boys alerted them about the fire.
We were like just peeping out and the boy, come out, there's a fire. So I told her, please bring the key. So when we ran out, we could see the flame coming that side.
A 19-year-old man who wishes to remain anonymous says he tried to assist the elderly couple.
So we then we came down to bring save the 2 couples. So when we reached down, the wife, like she came outside the porch, asking, yelling for help, and we ran right on top. We want to open the gate, but the gate couldn't open. So she ran back inside for her husband.
The eyewitness says the fire had spread to the top floor very quickly. Meanwhile, NFA says they will work with police and conduct an investigation to determine the cause of the fire and circumstances surrounding the victims. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
The need for quality, affordable and accessible childcare service is in high demand. A recent study conducted by the International Finance Corporation shows that almost 3/4 of parents in the private sector and half in the public sector lose a good amount of working hours due to the lack of quality childcare services. Koroi Tandalala reports.
The study highlights that access to childcare services increases parents' ability to concentrate at work.
We quickly realized that there is an issue in that area. We participated and we found out that there are these issues are real, and we have employees where the lost days are based on childcare. We have seen that there are loss of productivity.
Providing quality childcare services has been recognized as an area of interest by the government, and the Fiji Human Resource Institute is urging the private sector to play their part.
Our government has now recognized that issue and has now come on board to support that. And so it is now up to us in the private sector. How do we respond to the leadership that government has taken?
The IFC also identified that having flexible working hours and appropriate work adjustments can help boost companies' productivity level.
So this will cost businesses, by using available information, where IFC estimated an indicative cost of Fijian dollars, $1,000 per employee is lost as a result of challenges with childcare.
There is no one-size-fits-all approach to childcare, but collaboration between the government and private sector have yielded sustainable results, and Fiji has the potential to achieve the same. Koroi Tandulala, FBC News.
Affordability and access to bank loans have been identified as obstacles in more Fijians buying homes. The Real Estate Agents Licensing Board says buying a home has become an expensive affair, made worse by people not being able to access credit. However, the banking sector says there are many options available to Fijians. Kritika Kumar reports.
The board believes Fijians don't invest in homes because they can't come up with the security deposit needed to secure a loan.
The people are still struggling with the cost of living and other factors that has been the reason why people are a bit hesitant to invest in properties, particularly with the properties that are fetching very high values in the market.
Real estate agents also agree that banks need to be more liberal with access to credit, not only to enable more home ownership, but also stimulate the market.
Credit access to loans, etc. These are determining factors, So I certainly hope that the banks would not increase the rates, which would make affordability at our neighbors in Australia, they actually reduce interest rates.
However, the Association of Banks chair Rakesh Ram says loan rates and access to credit are all decided by market conditions. Ram says the variable rate is around 7% and all banks allow rollover of fixed rates on a case-by-case basis after a 12-month period.
Commercial banks are providing highly competitive home loan packages and interest rates in the market. These range from 4.5% to 5% fixed for a year.
The banking sector says there are many accessible options for Fijians. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
New innovations are being encouraged locally through a new initiative called the Research and Innovation Scheme for Enterprises, or RISE. Run by the Investment Ministry, the scheme offers grants to locals to invest in research and development. Edwin Nunn reports.
The scheme offers large grants for ideas which focus on socio-economic development, the blue and green economy, as well as climate change.
We cannot just sit on our laurels and think that business as usual will keep us going. No way. We have to think of other ways through which we can keep our economy growing.
The innovations have to focus on renewable energy, ocean and maritime technology, ICT, medicine, engineering and new product development.
Investing in innovation gives us the ability to create new high-value industries, new products, new technology. It creates also high-value, high-paying jobs.
The scheme is now open and 4 applications have already been submitted. Universities are also on board to offer support.
And there are people out there, they have a lot of ideas, but they don't know where to go, who to talk to, and what's the stuff which they require in terms of the support. So thanks to FNU and USP, they have agreed on in terms of providing mentorship and opening up the doors in terms of their labs or anything which this requires support.
Big companies can get up to $100,000 in grants, while smaller operators are eligible for funding of up to $50,000. Edwin Nand, FBC News.
A 31-year-old man who allegedly bit off his de facto partner's ear has been further remanded by the Suva High Court. Yavala Baravilala is facing 4 counts of act with intent to cause grievous bodily harm and 1 count of resisting arrest. The state has been granted 21 days to file information and disclosures. The alleged incident is believed to have taken place along Sukanaivalu Road in Samambola, Suva on January 5th. It is believed the incident happened after an argument broke out between the two while they were intoxicated. The prosecution objected to bail as Baravilala has a few pending cases before the court. The case will be recalled on February 13th. Up ahead, Fiji's health attrition level decreases. And Singatoka Council deficits a concern. Details after the break.
Pula natang ko aprosan ngarse ngor kraki do televizyon varong na Radio Fiji 1 nandomo ibiti.
Radio Fiji 1 nandomo ibiti.
The Health Ministry has revealed there is a major decrease in the attrition level of our nurses and doctors. Apart from political stability, Health Minister Dr. Wanganambete says there is better working conditions and salaries. Ali Kimbia with the story.
Often being criticized about their level of service, the Health Ministry has done all it can to reduce the issue of brain drain.
I must say that the attrition rate has dropped, and it's happened because overall things have improved. The salaries of health staff have improved, but also just as I said earlier, building that professionalism within the ministry.
Attrition rate soared to over 77% from 1987 to 1999. Dr. Wanganambete says with better retention now, it's vital to maintain a professional working environment.
So that our staff realize that, it is cool to be professional, it's cool to be able to be passionate about the things we do and actually work very hard and protect the health of our nation.
Dr. Wanganambete says the development of our health system is still work in progress and more improvements are needed.
We need to keep evolving to become a professional ship. We need to have a business look to how we develop things. and our staff understand that those are the challenges that we need to be able to raise ourselves to.
The Health Ministry will continue to ensure that quality health service is delivered. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
In 2017, the Singatoka Town Council posted total liabilities of a little more than $2.6 million in comparison to their net assets, which was worth only $132,307. According to their financial statement of income in the same year, the council incurred a deficit of $95,973 with total expenditure of more than $1.4 million. Chair for the Public Accounts Committee, Elvik Maharaj, who is currently reviewing the Council's consolidated reports from 2015 to 2017, says the Council assures them new initiatives are being developed to put Singatoka in a better financial position.
So one of the major concerns raised by PEC was actually what are their strategies they are looking at in terms of actually moving from deficit to a surplus budget and P&L. So one thing they actually did mention was they are actually looking at reducing their operational costs as well as increasing their revenue. So the council itself is working very closely with the SAs, new appointed SAs.
A suspended police officer facing drug charges has been granted bail. 21-year-old Susmita Devi appeared before the Suva Magistrates Court today, facing one count of unlawful possession of controlled equipment and unlawful use of illicit drugs. It is alleged that on January 2nd in Samambola, Devi had in her possession controlled equipment knowing that the apparatus is to be used for the administration of an illicit drug. It is also alleged that on 3rd January in Nasese, without lawful authority, the accused had in a urine evidence of the use of methamphetamine. A stop departure has also been imposed and she has been told not to change her residential address. The case will be recalled on February 6th. Now, the World Health Organization is set to decide whether to declare an international public health emergency over the new coronavirus in China. The death toll now stands at 6, with the first case of the respiratory illness confirmed in the United States. And here's Apanisa with business.
Thanks, Amrita. Coming up after the break, tourist arrivals at an all-time high last year. And in growing Fiji, Bread Bank launches first ever premium student saver. Stay with us.
My name is Neha and I'm from Karavi, and Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Fiji recorded a new high in visitor arrivals in 2019, the year seeing 894,389 tourists come our way. This was an increase of 2.8% from 2018, which was the previous record of 870,309. Australia topped the list of visitor arrivals with 367,020 Australians gracing our shores, followed by New Zealand on 205,998. Japan continued with its increase with an influx of Japanese tourists heading to Fiji, ending 2019 with a 24.9% increment. Holiday purpose totaled 656,249, while 92,026 came to visit friends or relatives. 29,882 came for business purposes, while 116,232 visited Fiji for other reasons. The July visitor arrival of 96,376 was the highest in 2019, followed by the month of August and June with arrival figures of 88,834 and 85,652 respectively.
And we can say for the first time in Fiji, the tourist number is more than the population of this country. So it has grown. Previous years the number did grow, but it was lesser than the total population of Fiji. Now it is even more than that. So we're very happy in the sense that the number is growing up.
Gary is now here to give us the latest on the money markets.
The U.S. stock market ended in the red as selling hit Wall Street following news that the deadly coronavirus had reached the United States from China. The S&P 500 and Dow Jones lost 0.27% and 0.52% respectively, while Nasdaq fell just under 0.2%. The news was met with a wave of selling in airline stocks on fears that a widespread outbreak could interrupt international tourism and dent economic growth. Meanwhile, the pound sterling benefited from news that Britain's economy created jobs at its fastest rate in nearly a year in the 3 months to November, potentially undermining the case for a Bank of England interest rate cut next week. Closer to home, the Aussie and Kiwi dollar continued to weaken against the US dollar amid mixed economic data released today. Australian consumer pessimism deepened in January as households worried about the economic impact of the devastating bushfires in recent months. And that's all from HFC Bank for now. Vinaka.
Here are today's exchange rates. As said this morning, the Fiji dollar rose against the Chinese yuan, as well as the currencies of our two major trading partners, Australia and New Zealand. It dropped against the US dollar, the PNG kina, the euro, and the Japanese yen. Commodity prices fell across the board. Crude oil just managing to stay above $58 per barrel. Gold dropped by more than 10 points to finish at $1,553 per ounce, and silver closed at $17.69 per ounce. In growing Fiji tonight, the Bread Bank today launched its first ever premium student saver in an effort to promote financial literacy from an early age. Bread Bank Chief Executive says the new savings account is specifically designed for students between the ages of 13 to 24 years. He says the premium student saver account is an opportunity for students to start their financial journey from an early age and develop their financial goals.
And has attractive features such as no monthly fees to maintain the account, no fees or penalties for withdrawal, a high interest rate of 1.75% per annum, and a free access to Bread Fiji Connect, which is our internet banking. The account can be opened easily at any of our branches.
That's it from Business Tonight. Jamie joins you now with the latest from sports.
Thanks, Apanisa, and good evening in Sports Tonight. Pressure mounting for Fiji Sevens, and 72-year-old frontrunner for coaching job. Details after the break.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
Bula FM number 2 NSR.
The Fiji Airways men's sevens need no reminding of how important the Hamilton tournament this weekend is. The stakes will be higher in Hamilton with only one team from each pool progressing to the knockout stage. The New Zealand Sevens players, on the other hand, are excited about playing at home. Akula Dhama with more.
The Fijian community in Hamilton is going all out again this year to support the national side, but the players know they have to deliver.
It's the same for everybody else. So irrespective of that, we've got to go through a pool with 3 games, and we've got to win 2 games on semi-final and final to win a tournament. And that's what we've done previously here, be it 6 games. So very much that becomes our focus.
Fiji is gunning for a three-peat in Hamilton, and Baver says the players understand what's at stake.
There's no promises we can ever make. The only promise we can make is that we'll work to the best of our ability.
The Hamilton Sevens will kick off on Saturday, and you can catch all the action live on FBC TV and FBC Sports channels. Aquila Dhama, FBC Sports.
They've improved with each tournament this series, and they're hoping for no different this weekend in Hamilton. Fijiana Sevens head coach Sayasi Fuli says the players have worked tirelessly for the last 2 weeks to ensure they maintain a progressive performance on the World Series.
Trying to build the combinations, try to work hard on our walk-ons, what we were left with when we played in Dubai and Cape Town, especially the restarts and the transition game, and try to maintain the continuity and keep the possession for as many phases as we can, and try to defend hard on the multi-phase.
Former World Rugby Sevens Player of the Year Cecil Africa expects to be a better version of himself at the Hamilton Sevens. After a busy few months and some impressive job offers, ex-All Black Tony Brown is back to work preparing the Highlanders for their Super Rugby season. Brown says while it was an honor to be asked to join the All Blacks, choosing Japan and the Highlanders instead was an easy decision. Former Papua New Guinea football coach Fleming Seretse-Slav, who is highly likely to be the new Fiji football coach, will arrive in the country this weekend. Seretse-Slav will be making on-field observations before officially signing as national coach. Tali Materakula with more details.
The Fiji Football Association says it will await Seretse-Slav's confirmation before the official signing takes place.
He's the one that is the preferred one, but he's coming by in the weekend. He's going to come and have a look at the country, look at our football, and then if he's happy and he says yes, then we'll make an official announcement that he has accepted the job. At the moment, he's just coming to explore.
Mohammed Yusuf adds that Seretse-Slav would be an added asset to the association.
He has got an added advantage. He's also a qualified FIFA coaching instructor. So part of a national team, being a national team coach, he'll also have the authority to certify other coaches here, high-level coaching courses. So that's a plus for Fiji FA.
In case Seretse-Slav turns down the offer, Fiji FA Technical Director Ravinesh Kumar confirms the association will then consider other candidates.
We have shortlisted 5 candidates. So if after his observation, if he is not happy with the environment, if he is not happy with the terms and conditions, and if he declines and he decides to go back, then we will look into the other 4 which are shortlisted into the candidate list.
Meanwhile, the Pillay Government's Champions vs. Champions series was launched in Suva today. Tali Materkula, FBC Sports.
Kamal Swami is the new Nandi football coach. Outgoing Nandi Football Association President Javed Ahmad says they're happy to have Swami back with the green machine. Faria Begum with more.
Outgoing Nandi President Javed Ahmed says Kamal Swami knows what is expected of him.
He knows the place, he knows the capability of the team. We have managed to keep our players, and he knows that he can win things with this team. So as of today, he is the head coach for Nandi football for the 2020 season.
Meanwhile, Fiji FA CEO Mohammed Yusuf says Nandi is suited to Swami.
He lives in Nandi. He was coaching Nandi and left, went to Lautoka, then Suva he was coaching by remote control. But I think he lives in Nandi. It's good for him to develop new players there. And he's a proven coach, has done very well.
Nandi plays Navua in the first round of the Vodafone Premier League next Sunday. Faria Begum, FBC Sports.
6 traditional games are expected to be tried in schools by the end of March. Senior teachers will pilot the program and are undergoing training on how these games are played. Physical Education Curriculum Coordinator Mbiu Valati says the workshops will be on the revival of these games.
This workshop will be targeting that. So when teachers go out, they will have a know-how as to how they can take those little information and use the information plus the knowledge that they've gained to recreate the games that their grandfathers used to play.
World number 1 Rafael Nadal cruised into the Australian Open second round with a straightforward victory over Bolivia's Hugo Dellien. Nadal, champion in Melbourne in 2009, dropped just 5 games in a 6-2, 6-3, 6-0 win over his 72nd ranked opponent. Here's a wrap from yesterday's matches. In today's play of the day, Arsenal's Gabriel Martinelli scoring a fantastic goal in their 2-2 draw against Chelsea in the English Premier League. The teenager dribbling almost the length of the pitch to score the goal, or as FBC football commentator Raymond Stoddart would say, he took it from Imata to Umata. That's it from sports tonight. Corey joins you later on with weather and the new media sisters breakthrough iPhone's face recognition system. Details coming up.
Hi, Bula. I'm Selai from Nandi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
In new media, two sisters have broken through iPhone security features. And Corey has the latest with weather.
Bulavinaka and welcome to the Weather World. Good weather was experienced around the country today with some light showers in a few places. In the west, majority of the areas were in the 30s, giving out some pretty hot and humid conditions in the division. It was a perfect day maybe for a picnic or some outdoor activities. Now eastwards from Pacific Harbour to Suva, mostly sunny, the division hitting the higher 20s. Expect such weather to continue in the next few days. And up north, Lambasa definitely the place to be today. Looks like the weather is in favor of those in the division with cloudy skies and windy conditions. At sea, southeast winds 20 to 25 knots, rough seas. For the tides, low tide at 10:50 p.m. with high tide at 4:31 a.m. Sunrise will be at 5:51. For tomorrow, expect the good weather to continue. It should be a great and sunny, bright Thursday, another day closer to the weekend. And tomorrow's temperatures, Lambasa and Lautoka will hit the upper 30s, so make use of the sunny conditions. And looking further on to Friday, expect fine showers in some parts of the group. That's it from my end. I'm Rita.
I wasn't expecting fine showers. I was expecting fine weather, Koroi. In Fijian Pulse, we asked, who is your favorite player to watch in this weekend's Hamilton Sevens tournament?
My favorite player is Jerry Twai. He is the smartest player around, and he plays very intelligently, and he knows how to score tries.
My favorite player on Fiji Sevens team is Melin Dernalangi because he's young.
My favorite player is Jerry Twai. He's a good fella.
Okay, my favorite player is Jerry Twai. He's my favorite player.
My favorite player is Jerry Twai because every time he's always keeping Fiji proud.
My favorite player is Melin Dernalangi because he's got talent.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, if you're one of those who goes through a lot of stress in the office, there are remedies for this. Bus 60 tells you more on how to cope with work stress. Recapping the main stories, house fire claims 2 lives. Quality childcare services needed. And loan requirements hinder home buyers. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question segment, this week we are asking, can the Fiji Sevens team win the World Series as well as the Olympic gold? To visit our FBC website to answer. Well, yesterday we were at Nosori Airport, and today's shot of the day comes from the Nandi International Airport. A beautiful capture by Ben Bale Maivavalangi showing the beautiful surroundings of our biggest airport. You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News, or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. Stay safe. Mothe Manda.
We love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.